Hello, Z-Trot here, and welcome back to another episode of OS Talk. Today I have with me Loctav, and we're going to go ahead and give him some questions about the OWC. How you doing, Loctav?
Greetings. Greetings.
Alright, so the first question I have for you is, what exactly does it take to organize an OS World Cup?
Well, mainly you need to organize multiple task fields simultaneously, mainly. It requires a lot of multitasking also during the hostings, and you need to be able to assign tasks and to keep your team under control, and you also need to know the tools you're using like MIRC or Google Docs, and coding is also a bit required, but mainly you need to know how to coordinate and how to organize things, mainly how it's saying mainly.
Yeah, and what made you want to start hosting the OWC? Was there a main reason, or did you just want to give it a shot?
Well, I remember that there were previous World Cups hosted before I took them over. This was the OS World Cup hosted by Luna and later by Fartovnik and Matsumarin. And then there was the Taiko World Cup hosted by Lepidoporos. And for the second Taiko World Cup Lepidoporos hosted, I became the map selector, and there at the end of the World Cup everyone went a bit absent, mainly of the organization, and I took over everything because I was the only one who was mostly interested in this and kept this on track and organized this. So I started to realize that organizing the World Cups is really a thing for me, and I would really like to continue that. And later on nobody was interested in taking over the OS World Cup because the previous hosters were not so interested anymore in this. So I decided to also host the OS World Cup, and later on also for all existing gateways.
Well, I can say one thing, they definitely have gotten a lot more on point and time restricted, you know, everything's perfect on it. But what was some of the differences between this year's and the last year's OS World Cup?
Well, for this year's and the last year's World Cups, the main difference is mostly the bigger audience, the higher official support, also from Pepe's side, more recognition for the players and for everyone helping out here, as in better prices, or we also have more advanced and more balanced map pools, and everything appears a bit more professionalized and more standardized across all World Cups we have. And we give out prizes like, recently we gave out user titles for the winners in the Catch Street World Cup 2014. So the winners are now having the custom user title of being the CTB champion for the next running year.
And that's pretty cool, actually. I didn't even know about the winner titles, so I'm guessing that's something that'll move forward and continue throughout each World Cup. But did you have a favorite team during the World Cups? And were you rooting for anybody, or did you try to stay, you know, neutral?
Well, actually I always try to stay neutral, because I know that rooting for a team always gives you a little bit of a bias among them. And actually I achieved this on every World Cup, but I have to admit that on the last World Cup, on the CWC, I was rooting a bit for Germany because they were scanning very high and even hit the finals, and after a while I really thought they would really deserve it because they came so far, and Germany usually on the other World Cups never came that far.
I see. Well, maybe next year they'll probably get it. Well, another question though is, are you glad with the outcome of the contest so far? Has everything went the way you wanted to, or were there a few problems?
Well, sure, we have common problems with tendencies of the assistants, people that are assisting of commentators, streamers. They're always existent. We have organizational flaws like problems with the scheduling or trying to get everything in order. There are also misunderstandings between players or the map pool selectors and me. Yeah, there are also happening sudden unexpected errors or happenings that requires reorganization, but generally I think that stuff runs fluent and without any big flaws, so everything actually went like expected at the end.
That's good. Well, we we know that you run the OS World Cup pretty decently. Will you be organizing the ones for the next year and the years to come?
Well, I pretty much organize every official tournament in OSU right now, and yes, I think for the next years I will host not only the OSU World Cup, but the World Cups for all existing game modes.
And a lot of players, myself alike, would also like to know what goes into selecting map pools for each OWC. I remember you did say that you were a map pool selector for one of the Taiko World Cups, so maybe you can go into that a little bit for us.
Well, for the map pools, we have set up guidelines that try to achieve that map pools are mainly balanced, have a decent map quality, and that they spread out across different mapping techniques, and that means that we try to pick maps that try to cover the streaming part, the single tapping, the alternating, the jumping, or cursor movement in specific ways, in standard for example, or in Taiko for confusing streams or constant streams, long streams, high DPM, low DPM. And we also try to fill the map pools with the kind of tactical purpose, so people have stuff to pick in a tactical way, so they can outsmart their opponent, and we really try to balance it still out, so the map pools are trying to be consistent in difficulty within themselves.
Yeah, it seems like a lot goes into the map pool selections, but that's good because, like you said, it gives them the ability to counterpick their opponents, find out what they're good against, find out what they're bad against, hit their weak points. It brings a bit more tactical to a circle clicking game, and that's pretty interesting. To my next question though, is this the only major project you work on, or are there other projects that you take part in?
Well, right now, a part of hosting the World Cups, I try to reorganize the ranking charts so they get more attractive for the players again. Right now, we should have some improvements to make it more attractive for the mappers and for the voters. So I hope that at least these two groups of people will like the ranking charts now more, and the next step is gonna be to improve it in the way that the players are gonna stay more toward the ranking charts, because they have a really shady existence right now. And moreover, I try to organize a non-country bound league thing. I mean, like the Champions League, like in soccer. But this is pretty much work in process, so I can't say much about it, and we will see how this comes out, because I need to collect more ideas here. So if anyone has ideas, feel free to poke with me, but please be reasonable with it.
Alright, well, let's move a little bit away from the World Cup talk and get a little bit into more what makes Loctav Loctav. What's one of your more preferred game modes to play?
Well, actually, I'm a player that plays every game mode. I played Mania, I played O2 Jam before I started OSU quite a while. So I also am not advanced, but decent Mania player. Right now I'm mostly playing CDB. Mainly because of the World Cup I recently hosted. But here in OSU I'm mostly known as a Taiko and Standard player, with my highest renowned skill being in Taiko.
Yes. Well, recently, a lot of people might not know this, but you are listed as a community manager. Do you enjoy working more with the community, and has it been a learning experience to you?
Well, the title is basically underlining what I have been doing here for almost 2 years already, working with the community and managing stuff for and with the community. But it has been a learning experience, but you always have to keep in mind that I'm actually a student of communication science, and this is the main occupation I'm learning about, so therefore this position is very welcoming for my future, and also a very welcomed experience for anything I'm gonna do in my future life.
Well, that's good to hear. It's a good thing that OS can not only help in the ways of helping out the community, but it also helps you towards building yourself up for a better future. So that's really good. Another question I've really enjoyed asking this one, by the way. So, if you had any type of feature that you can have added into the game, what would that be?
Well, the most preferred feature I would really like to have in this game is the team feature or a clan feature, so people can group up as team for real and rank together, achieve stuff together, maybe get specific perks as a team, and maybe enhance the tournament system like this and spice up the entire group play anymore, because I think that a team feature underlines the community aspect of this game even more, because this game is mostly driven by the community, and I see no reason why a team feature shouldn't be implemented here.
Oh, that would be great, but let's just not do any divisions. We already have enough league talk. I don't need to be in Bronze 5 on O's 2.
Yeah. No, League is not that bad. There's a huge player base, and there's probably a reason why people like it. I don't play it for myself, but still, I don't think it's such a bad game.
Oh, I've never said it's a bad game. I actively play it. It's very fun. But getting off that tangent a little bit, you did say, I noticed that you're quite skilled in Taiko, and have you ever considered climbing that rank ladder and maybe taking part in the Taiko World Cup somewhere down the line, letting someone else hold it for maybe that one so you can get in there and help Team Germany go, go, go?
Ain't I a high rank already with my 3-digit rank? I mean, in my good days I have been like a rank 400 and have been renowned for being one of the better hard rock players in Germany, so I think if we pick up this again, I could return as a quite good Taiko player, but I think that is not really a thing. Even if I can't even participate on the World Cup because I host them, and giving the lead to someone else is also a bit, nah, I don't trust that so much, because I have a very own system, very specific, made for me. Yeah, but I have to say that I actually participated on a spin-off of the Taiko World Cup by Dolphin, the Taiko World Cup Last Standing. I failed horribly, so I don't think that participating is my thing, more like organizing the World Cups by themselves.
Well, not everybody can be a superstar, but you gave it your best, so that's all you really can do.
It was worth a try.
You tried, though. The last question I have here is, you did say you've been playing a lot of Catch the Beat, so what do you think of our new Yuzu mascot?
Well, maybe he's very fruity, I don't know. I mean, I actually really like him. I love the way that he's animated, like when you fail fruit, he's having the accordion face, or when he's moving, I mean like in the Ki time, he stars in his eyes and is flashing. And I also heard from the others that even if they're very missing Ruta, the old CTP mascot we had here, they really like this change and they're getting used to it pretty much. So I think that's a good change, and I like Yuzu, and I want to see more of him, maybe in future fan art contests. We don't know.
Oh yes, most definitely. Nobody's seen the end of the Yuzu antics, and there's more to come. But we really can't talk too much about that. We gotta stay on the hush-hush. But I've had a really great time interviewing you today, Loctav. It was a lot of fun. And
Thank you.
This is us, me, Ztrot, Loctav, signing off for the OS Talk. Everybody have a good one.
See ya.